Welcome sports fans and more importantly golf fans. I'm Daniel Cort, your host of Golf Weekly. We're back and again joined by my team of experts, the Chris's.
Nice to be here again.
I'm not even going to mention your last names anymore. People don't know who you are by now. It's their fault.
They're not watching enough.
They're not watching enough.
That's right.
And we got, hey man, we got some purple going here.
A little matching going on.
My Paladin, Furman Paladin alma maters. What's your excuse for the purple?
I just figured I would support you a little bit.
It's a Kansas State, man.
Kansas
Why don't we say
State?
Kansas State? They just moved
Okay,
to
we
third
could
in the
do Kansas
country.
State. That's right,
You're
they
Kansas
did.
State. What's your excuse?
It's cold out, so I decided to wear an overtop. That's my excuse. I got my Maryland Terrapin colors on.
It was awful chilly this morning, and I thought I'm going long shirt, but you know what? It's still a little bit too warm. So
right.
Okay, gotcha.
I still like Georgia Bulldog better.
I manned up.
Georgia beat Florida this
Go
weekend.
Terps.
Go Terps. All right, enough babble. Let's get on to the week in review. Let's start locally. Our Bluffton girls, the 3A defending champions in golf.
They've been bumped up a notch now.
They've been bumped up a notch in the 4A ranks, but still are one of the odds-on favorites to win the state 4A championship, which is being played. Actually, first round was yesterday.
Right.
Final round is today. We didn't get stats on how they did yesterday, but David Crosby felt, you know, if all 5 players were on form, stayed relaxed, that they had a very good shot at beating Lexington, which is where the event's being played.
Right.
Who has the top team in the state. Very good shot at beating them convincingly.
Well, they've got a squad that has obviously produced some good scores so far, so we hope they're doing very well. Go get them, girls.
Some luck.
Go get them, Bobcats. And one other local thing I wanted to mention is there's a tournament November 5th at Kalawasi Island. Friends of Kalawasi will hold their 12th annual charity golf tournament. All this money goes to a worthy cause, and it's going to be a 9 o'clock shotgun. And you can call David Denton if you want. It's limited to 60 teams. David Denton at 843-987-1017, 1017. If you're interested in getting in that, it's $135 a player. I understand it's a great event. Again, 12 years running. They've raised a lot of money for worthy charities that they disperse around the Low Country and the Beaufort County area. So check that out if you're looking for a good tournament to play in coming up. Moving on to the world of the professional ranks. What do we got going on, guys?
Well, basically, a lot of the pros were smart enough to get out of the country and go play in Asia. They had the CIMB Classic, an Asian Tour co-sponsored event, was played in Kuala Lumpur. Nick Watney, one of the gentlemen who was obviously up in the Ryder Cup discussions, closed with a terrific 61 for a one-stroke victory over 2 of our RBC Heritage participants on an annual basis, Bo Van Pelt and Robert Garrigus, who both closed with 66, but 66 just isn't quite good enough anymore.
No,
yeah,
not at all.
61 in the final round. I also understand our RBC Heritage champion, Carl Pedersen, shot a 61 in the final round to finish 2 back. So 61, really?
I don't think they played all the holes. I don't know.
I
That's pretty deep.
That is. And one quick note on the Nick Watney, I also read that his caddy had heat stroke and passed out, and his wife ran over and grabbed the bag, finished up his last hole or 2.
She had to carry for the last hole of Friday's round. The caddy did return, though. He returned for the weekend. So
that explains all you need to know.
That's right.
And Watney's one of these players, you know, he's clearly in the top 10, 15 in the world. But it's interesting, you know, he's got so much game that when he's on form, he's as good as anybody. But then he'll drift off for a while. You won't hear from him. He'll finish way back in leaderboards and
come back again.
I just think it could be just a little bit of inconsistency in the short game, which he points to. But I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction that Nick Watney wins a couple of maybe 3 majors in his career, and one's coming up in this.
Well, he's got all the tools
2013.
for it. You know, he has the distance, and really what it comes down to, like we talked about last week, is the short game.
Short game,
That's right.
chipping and
You know,
putting.
I mean, it's getting the ball in the hole. There's so many talented players out there. You know, it just comes down to that maybe 1 stroke per 9, which obviously over 4 days is 8 strokes.
That's right. Absolutely.
You know? And also this weekend was the BMW Masters, a European Tour event in Shanghai that Peter Hansen, Ryder Cupper, won. He beat Rory by 1, and then the next day Rory and Tiger had their exhibition match in China where they both made about $1 gazillion, I'm sure, for going out there and playing 18 holes. Rory beat Tiger by 1. I think they were 5 under for Rory and 4 under for Tiger.
Yeah, so good event. You know, I'm sure it draws some interest.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely did.
going all the way, though, back probably 10, 12 years ago, the Battle of Bighorn, when they started all this stuff and, you know, the prime time under the lights. I'll tell you what, I'm a purist, I suppose, and I don't want to sound like a curmudgeon or a Debbie Downer or a Daniel Downer in this case, but I just don't like this stuff. I mean, it's something you could probably debate.
I'm not a big fan
the
of it
made-for-TV golf, to me, it just takes a little something away from
Well, it's like bringing back the Shell's Wonderful World of Golf.
Yes.
They did years and years ago, and they did it for a little while, and people got into it. But now everything's on TV so much, and you can see all the different tournaments. So it's kind of like, is there really a need? And you know, better things maybe we could spend our money on than.
Yeah.
The rich are getting richer.
The rich are getting richer, and
go.
I think it does speak to our culture's just incessant desire to have a rivalry. To have a good guy and a bad guy.
It's like wrestling.
It really is.
I mean, really, if you look at it, it is. It's like the wrestling. You got your good guys and your bad guys.
Pile driver from the 4th green.
It also, and Tiger can play it down all he wants, but I think it's one more little sign that Rory may have this guy's number. And
That's right.
And I still think there's some intimidation factor there. It's hard to believe from Eldrick Tiger Woods, but I actually think this guy's got his attention.
He does, and I think you know, going back like we were discussing if he's going to take the deal with Nike or not, it's also been written that Tiger kind of likes it.
Yeah.
And it's something that suits him, like he's got that guy that he can mentor and move up through the ranks and hopefully makes him play better as well. But, I mean, you don't really know what's in his head. I mean, through all the issues that have gone on in the past, you just don't know.
It'll be interesting to see how that relationship plays out, especially depending on how their games pan out.
Yep.
Well, guys, we're done. That's it. Week in review. All squared away.
Fini.
So if you don't have it now, you're not going to get it. We're moving on. When we come back, we're going to be with Ralph Angel, who is the Director of Volunteers at the RBC Heritage. Stay with us.